Hey guys, I just wanted to do a little recap and then a little new information about farm chores for foxes and raccoons and bears specifically. Okay? Anyway, if you weren't here for our training day, which I think pretty much it was Megan, this is an awesome farm chore wheel board made and designed by Stacy and Eldeb. It's beautiful. The wheel spins. And the whole idea is we have 6 farm chore groups, okay? And we all decided that even though there's colors on this wheel, there's 6 different colors, we're helping the kids remember the number rather than the color. It's easier for them to remember one thing. So when you guys arrive here next week, Eldeb will have placed the appropriate number on each color. And so this wheel spins around and each little color section will have a number of the farm chore group. That's always this color, stays right there. And also there'll be little Velcro pieces holding on the list of names of the kids inside that farm chore group, okay? So that will be added to this wheel and stay there. Anyway, and then the wheel moves around, so I believe that tan, this color right here, is group 4. So imagine there's a 4 on there with a list of group 4 kids in that group. And so whenever the tan color is here, then that means that it's not the tan color. Group 4 is at the donkey and garden chore, okay? And so on and so forth. All right. Well, it came to my attention that on the first day when the kids arrive, they are going to have no idea what farm chore group they are in, and we do farm chores first. And I really wanted to keep the sequence of our day going and not try and switch it up the first day. So I wanted to give you guys a heads up of what's going to happen on the first day. On the first day, and just so you know where I'm standing is right at the big, large farm gate. Where we all enter to go to farm chores, all right? So over here to this direction, imagine I'm looking at the white barn, okay? And to my right, I don't know what it is to you, but is the drop-off point. You know, the children will pull up right at the edge of the barn porch, facing where you guys park, you know? And they'll come up from right there. And so what I'm doing on the first day is I'm having our admin team be here for us in support of us. And they're gonna be sitting right there at drop-off at some white tables, and they're gonna have the roster of all the kids. And we have already preset next to each child's name has the number of the farm chore group that they're in. And so when they come up to that table, we're gonna greet them, and they'll check in with their name, and then someone from the admin team will write the number of the farm chore group that they're in on their hand, okay? Maybe their forehead too. No. Anyway, so they will have that marked on their hand. We also will, and this is an alert, if you have a bear in your household, if you could explain this system to them so they already know the first day, that would be amazing, okay? But what's gonna happen is if you see these numbers right over here, these numbers are 1 through 6 to represent the farm chore group. And they're hanging on the fence because they have an awesome metal clip, and it's got like just a little bitty hook at the end of the metal clip, okay? So this set of numbers, there's 2 sets, one in my hand and then one hanging here on the fence. This set of numbers right here are for the leaders, you guys, the teachers, okay? You're gonna look in the morning when you arrive, which Stacy will decide which number goes to what group. She's in charge of rotating it. No one is allowed to move this wheel, not a single one of us, except for Stacy. She is our Wheel of Fortune lady. And we are only allowed to move it around if she asks us to, okay? That way there's one person keeping track of when it moves and how it moves and what direction it moves, okay? So, but she will have already placed when we arrive the little Velcro numbers and everything will be on here, will be set. So you guys, is your job when you arrive at 8 o'clock and we have our morning meeting, you look over at this wheel and you take a quick picture of it. So you know it's on your phone all day long, what number comes to you and what other numbers go somewhere else. And everyone who was here on Tuesdays know that when I come here, I'm Samantha, I'm cow. So the 10 group, or number 4 group is on cow. So I'm gonna take a picture of it and then I'm gonna be like, okay. And when I go into the barn, there's gonna be my cow material all laminated on a hook. And I'm gonna go grab my cow material, which is gonna include all the farm chore group names and lanyards. It's gonna have everybody from group 4 on there, along with everybody else's. And so I'm gonna come out here whenever it's time at 8:45. I'm not gonna go straight to my farm chore group. I'm gonna stand out here and I'm gonna grab this number because I'm cow and number 4 is at cow. I'm gonna grab, here, let's do this, this is better. All right, 6, I'm changing it. Stacy changed the wheel. So 6 is at cow. So I'm gonna grab this one with the hook on it is for me, the leader, the teacher. But I'm also gonna grab this green 6 because this is for one of my bears, the first bear that shows up. And when my bear gets here, I'm gonna give this number to my bear. And I'm gonna tell my bear, we're gonna hang out here for a minute until we get a couple of number 6s, you know, find our kids. I don't have to know who the kids are. I'm looking for the kids with a 6 on their hand. I'm gonna meet them. I'm gonna stand out here and say, hey. I'm gonna spread out down the fence if it gets too crowded because all the other groups are doing the same thing. And once I get at least one bear and a couple of kids, I'm gonna ask my bear, hey, could you stay here and keep looking for number 6s and hold up this sign and wave 6s and gather our 6s? I'm gonna take these kids and we're gonna go start our farm chore and I will meet you at cow. Cow is right over there at that red bin, that red pin down there. And I'm gonna go over to cow and get started with the kids that I have so we don't have to wait till 9:15. And I'm gonna take my little 6 and I'm gonna just hang it somewhere near the chore. Or maybe I've got 2 bears because you're supposed to have 2 bears in every group. I'll have my other bear go with me and they'll wave that number and say, hey, we're over here, here's cow, because they're not gonna know where cow is. And so it's just gonna help for the first week or 2, the system go well. Now this will be the only week that we stand out here and we wait because after the first week, our bears, we're training our bears to know who the 6s are. They're gonna start memorizing the names and the faces, okay? And also, I'm gonna work with, on the first day of farm chores, we're gonna keep saying, what group are we? We're number 6. What group are we? We're number 6. 6, 6, we are 6. Woo, we're 6. I mean, something, anything, okay? 6, 6, pick up sticks. I like my farm chore. I don't know, these are off the fly. These are ridiculous. But whatever you can do to help your kids remember that first day during farm chores, that they are that number of the group, because that number will stay with them for the rest of the year. It won't change unless there's a weird thing. Okay, so that's one thing. And I also am letting you guys know that the first day, things are gonna be slow. Everything will take longer than normal, and that's okay. So your goal for farm chores, yes, they're only gonna get to do this animal twice this semester. So we wanna make sure that they're doing the animal, they do this farm chore to the fullest, but this is your one opportunity to explain to that group of kids the farm chore system, okay? So even if it's not in the beginning, if it's at the end, make sure you've walked and you showed your kids, this is our farm chore wheel. This is what we do. We do not touch this wheel ever. This is for our eyes only. It's beautiful, but we don't touch it. Explain to them that their group, their number, will move around, and always refer to them as their number, not their color, okay? Number, not color. And just, explain to them that they'll come here every morning when they first walk up. They'll look at the board and see where their number group is. They'll go through this animal pasture and they'll go find that animal. You also, your first day with your farm chores, along with the other things we trained you to do in your farm chores, is walk them around the pasture and show them, this is where you will meet for chickens. This is where you will meet for goats. This is where you'll meet for pigs and work on the farm. What is WF? Woof, work on the farm. Kind of explain those just for a few minutes. If you don't do it at the very beginning, just at the end. At 9:45, we're supposed to be at the stage for morning time, but I know it's gonna take us longer to do all that. So we're just gonna take a couple extra minutes, take our time, do what we need to do so that the kids know what's happening. Another thing that I wanted to let you guys know, that because we do farm chores first, we are no longer going to have our kids walk from right here where they are dropped off and go to their classes and put their backpacks up. They will keep their backpacks with them every single morning. They're all supposed to have carabiners connected to their backpacks. It's very important that the kids continue to keep the carabiner on their backpack and not leave it at their classroom and not take it home. And we're going to stress this to parents. But every single farm chore location has a place for them to hook a backpack. This fence is great to hook a backpack. Just don't hook it on the very top, because the very top of the fence has barbed wire. I don't know how to say it. But if all else fails, they don't have a hook, have them sit it on the ground. It's not going to be the end of the world. They may come with a backpack and a, lunch pail. Just have them stick it together, leave it at the farm chore location. Then when it's time to leave, they put their backpack on, they go to the bathroom, wash their hands, and then they move to the stage. At the stage, they'll leave their backpack on the benches where they sit. Then they move to their classroom. It will save us time, it will save us energy, it will be so much better. So those are some things that I wanted to clear up about farm chores a little bit. I hope you understand the system. So this one with the clip on it is for the teacher, because you're gonna take it and move on as quickly as you can. Once you've got your bear standing in place with the number, you're gonna take your number with the clip, take it to the farm chore location, clip it somewhere or hand it to the other bear, and then start your farm chore, all right? I think that that's pretty much everything. Here in a minute, because I'm not super mobile, I'm gonna show you where some things are that I didn't get a chance to do. Be patient through these videos. I'm not editing them, so I may ramble, but I really am trying to glue together the day. While I'm standing here, I think it might be helpful just to walk you through a foxes and raccoons and foxes, raccoon, bear day. So at 8:45, you're gonna go to your farm chore location and wait for your kids normally. First day's a little weird. You're gonna stand out here by the fence. But normally you get here, do all your stuff in the morning meeting, get all your stuff set up, and then 8:45, no questions asked. Don't go to the bathroom. Don't be drinking coffee. Be at your farm chore station, ready to receive your kids. Your kids will come to you, okay? So start doing with whatever kids you have your farm chore. Do farm chores with your kids. Then we would like to be at the stage at 9:45. So give yourself about 5 minutes to transition. Hey guys, let's pick up, clean up. Let's go and move on to get a drink of water, wash your hands, go to the restroom, and make it to the stage by 9:45, okay? You'll start to get a rhythm. We will ring a cowbell to kind of give a warning of, hey, let's wrap things up. Let's move that direction to give us time, okay? Anyway, so and then about 9:45-ish, we'll start morning time at the stage, everybody there at the stage. All hands on deck, and then we will move to our classes after morning time. We'll move to our different classes and do our Heroes of Faith class. Just a reminder to everyone that at morning time, I'm teaching the Bible story lesson, but there's another part to the Bible story lesson, okay? The other part to the Bible story lesson is that they're drawing their hieroglyphic timeline to match it. They will do that at the beginning of Heroes of Faith class. The Heroes of Faith teacher will not be teaching a lesson. So this is a perfect time for you to show it to the kids, remind them what were our Bible stories, hang them up, let them draw them in their books. They could eat snack while they do that, okay? Because, it should take about 5 minutes, but it'll start taking just a little bit more as they build. And the hieroglyphics, just a reminder, is the first day they draw the picture for the first 2 stories. Then the next week, they redraw those stories on a brand new page and then add the new story, okay? So every week they redraw what they've already learned and then add to it on a very blank new piece of paper, okay? If you were concerned about that or wondered about that, and I can re-explain that to anyone. But that happens right at the beginning of Heroes of Faith. Perfect time to have snack. Then after Heroes of Faith, activities, whatever, then you move on to science. All of us are going to kind of ebb and flow a little bit differently. You don't have to wait on the other class to start science because we all have different teachers, so you just keep going. It's okay for you to have like a little break, let them wiggle, let them play in their med kitchen, hang out, have a good old time. Then after Heroes of Faith after science, it's free time and lunch. And we really do want to try and stay on time for free time and lunch and not push that later, We want to just try and hit that mark so that they have their full hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes, whatever I set, for them to have lunch and free time. And here in a minute, I'll send another video about free time zones for us. And then after free time and lunch, we go on, for the fall, we do tinkering, okay? For the first week, we are staying in our classes for tinkering because we're planning fall festival projects. If you have not read Stacy's PDF document, you need to read it because it explains how we're gonna do it. You need to read it. It is on the board that Amy made on the website. There's an individual document for that. It's stated in the syllabus that it's a separate PDF, and it is. And you need to look over those projects that she suggested. You need to look at what she has. She suggested these projects for the kids. We're gonna split them up and give them to you at morning time. But the biggest thing is, you guys on your own teams, you're gonna separate the kids into different groups, 4 to 5 to 6, Stacy says it in the thing. And then you're going to assist them in coming up with an awesome idea for a fall festival project. If they're stumped, they don't have a lot of time to think of something, so give them an idea, and we've given you some ideas to help them out. But the whole idea is it's tinkering, so they need to build something, create something, design something, and it's gonna take a couple of weeks. So it needs to be something that there's a process, but we've learned that some kids, they only have a little bit of that in them, and some kids have a lot in them. So gauge to what their abilities are. And if you've got questions, feel free to talk to me or Megan. We've done this before. Stacy's done this before. So yeah, anyway. So, but make sure you read that PDF. After tinkering, then we're at 2:45. Everybody's starting to clean up, wrap things up. Everybody knows where they go for drop off or for pickup at the end of the day. I've listed that, so you follow that. Some people come up here at 2:45, some stay down there, walkie-talkies and all the things. So that's kind of our day in a nutshell, so you kind of know where you're going, where you're moving. Anyway, well, I'm gonna close this video because it's way too long probably to download, but there's more coming your way. Anyway, so Farm Chore Wheel, it's awesome and amazing. Thanks, Stacy and Elda.